the ability to express how we're feeling is one that's not to be underestimated, as we can work together and cross pollinate consciousness, intelligence, ideas. We hold ourselves back too often, worried about the judgment of others, thinking that we may be wrong or that others may withhold love from us if we cross political lines. Um, People have their feet and toes dug in pretty deep in the sand. This sense of needing an identity in order to understand where you belong in the world. Pretty overrated, you know, like just trusting the flow and momentum of your life that has brought you to this point. You know survival really well. It comes very naturally to you. You don't need to worry about it, but we do. I don't quite understand the need to create problems for oneself or to focus on areas of the world that are problematic and ugly. Um, the only way that we can truly carry through the new paradigm is to focus on what's working well and to enhance those qualities and invest our energy and thought focus um, in the places that it's necessary, on the goodness of the world. I mean, the only way we're ever going to multiply the positive aspects is to think about what's working and to multiply those efforts. Um, there's too many variables in these lives that we're living to truly sort through and declare this is the biggest problem facing me or this is the biggest problem facing humanity. All that really does is it begets more issues and absorbs our energy. And we are infinite beings, but in any given moment we only have the attention to focus on a few things at a time. So streamlining what it is that we really want to create, prioritizing um, towards you know an outcome that is what we truly deserve. I mean, we want what's best for ourselves, yet we complain about what's not working out well, and that time that's spent complaining could be reappropriated towards focusing on solutions. Um, and those solutions generally are uh, in consideration to what is the opposite of whatever it is that we're worried about, or what's not working out in our lives. So it really does take some discipline in order to refocus our energies and our attention once again and our intelligence, and making the mind a servant to the heart is basically what it comes down to. The mind is really brilliant, however, it has the tendency to go out on its own um, and be its own master and think that it's in control of the heart and the soul and everything. And so if we just really think hard enough on what's not working, then we're gonna solve the problem because it's just some gigantic jigsaw puzzle. But in all reality, that's not the case at all. It We are the like developing byproduct of a universe and a planet that loves us very much and wants to um, give us what we need to thrive. Um, but the sort of lower based survival, primitive limbic brain system operating uh, programs that would have us think that it's the opposite. It comes from a previous generation. It comes from where we came from in evolution. I mean, if you look at where our elders came from, they came from a another generation of elders who are wisdom keepers, and their wisdom was based in scarcity consciousness. That life could be taken away in a heartbeat because they saw that time and time again. And we've worked so hard as a collective um, in the species to concretely solidify our rights and our protections. So these things are in place. These are gifts that were afforded to us by our ancestors. And what's really brilliant is that the youth of today are coming up with a different generation of ancestors and elders. And these children are growing up with elders that came up in the 60s, 1960s. And so their basis of reality is love, peace, love, and music, you know? And so it's a really big deal to shift from an idea that the Great Depression is going to make us hoard our resources because they're limited and can be taken away from us at any moment in time, to one of great abundance because the planet is full of rich resources. And the media would have us believe that we're going to reach peak, that we live with finite resources around us and that we're going to reach peak oil and peak, uh, you know, availability for us to exist and thrive. So it would have us compete for resources, but that's not the truth. It's reinforced by property. What's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. How about we all gain our resources and abundance from the same source, which is this planet, our mother, our collective mother. One mother that gave birth to all of us. And so for any man to say that uh, they are more entitled to a number of resources is just false. And this conversation has emerged about the 1% versus the 99%, but in all of reality, it's just the 100%. 100% love, 100% sharing. And once we come to a realization that this is the truth, that we're all part of the same family, that we're all distant cousins um, in this evolutionary process, then we can liberate these this this abundance and these resources for all of us to share, so that we know that when we pass a person on the street, that our well-being is tethered to their well-being. In the meantime, it can feel a little overwhelming, so that's why it's important to focus on yourself. Focus on bringing yourself to great health, to maximum potential creatively. You were born to give great gifts. You are a gift. Share yourself. Open your heart. Vulnerability is something that's kind of scary when we think about the fact that we're floating in this void. It can feel lonely, but in all reality, we're surrounded by allies, by family members, by friends, by love, by beautiful music, by nature, by the birds, by the trees, by the food, by the plants, all put in place for us to feel at home. Because this is our home. This is our home. So, consciousness is creating, so why focus on anything that you feel is wrong? No. No. And it's, again, going to Diana Carr, it's, may we only use our words for healing, yeah. May we only use our words for loving, yeah. I can't sing worth a damn, but, making sure that we know ourselves, know our purpose, know our place. Trust, trust, trust. Capital T, trust that we're going to be taken care of. And then we will be. Because we are co-creating our realities together. And there's a lot of reductionalists that are like, no, we're not, that we are the byproduct of this cause and effect reality, reductionist, objective, materialist stuff, and in reality, look at what we're capable of. I'm transmitting this message in my room to you and where you are. And so you can transmit messages of what you believe is true, and then we can collapse, reality into a collection of agreements. So we might as well start writing our agreements that work out the best for us. And we can do that any given moment. We can author new constitutions and seal them in the law, you know. And this idea of a shadow government has come up many times, that all we need to do is create new systems of governing, and then people will adapt them into their own systems, and then we've changed the world. We've changed the way we relate with one another. Well, this is true, but you know, the shadow government concept, it's associated with secret societies and Illuminati and all this crazy conspiracy bullshit. Like, conspiracy is just people coming together to agree on things in secret. You know, why does it have to be in secret? Why do we have to uh, obey the masters of a secret society or a secret government or Bilderbergers or whatever? Why not the light government? Why not the government of light? Bringing it all to the surface, transparently, openly. What are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? Nothing. We can face all of our fears together, and that makes it much less scary to walk on this path. Posting this video is gonna be a test of my vulnerabilities, but you know, we're all messengers. We all have messages. It's not about being better than one another. I welcome correction. I welcome new ideas. I welcome the cross pollination. You know, we it's mandatory and obligatory that we all open and share our truths with one another. It's the only way we're going to learn. And it's actually detrimental, disservice to hold in our inner expressions. You're full of great gifts. You're full of wisdom and intelligence. The morphogenic resonance field theory has me believing that emerging from nature, we have an inherent intelligence to us. You are this process of becoming that has come up through your genetic pool, generations and generations and generations and generations of ancestors, and you're the result of all of their thriving and all of their surviving and all of their struggles and all of their challenges. Emerging as you. It's beautiful. The gift of the breath, the gift of the harvest, the gift of the sunlight and the moon, the oxygen, friendship, laughter, humor, beauty, sexuality, all of it sacred, all of it necessary. I love you. I love you. Please share your gift. Please open your heart. Please share your fears. Please share your hopes. Please share your visions. Please share your dreams. It's so crucial to dream. It can't be overstated, the importance of dreaming and sharing our dream with the collective. Because it's only through our dreaming and sharing of that process that we can access the blueprint of evolution, which we're all part of. So we can wait and harbor it and hold it and have children and hope that they pass it on, or we can do it ourselves right here and right now. I love you. And this whole idea of normal and crazy is bullshit. Total bullshit. Us versus them. It's an old paradigm shtick. It's an old paradigm shtick. You know? Competition, old paradigm shtick. Seriously. Cooperation, unity. We're entering into unity consciousness. And we're doing it together. I have to go. I have to move my body. But I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.